Well, great things often come in pairs. Or I think that's how the saying goes. It doesn't really matter. Guys, I went over Argos's new release, Jupiter's Lightning. Today, we're going to look at the other one. Today, we are looking at Narcissus Obsession in Bloom. This is the slightly more feminine leaning fragrance from the release, but don't be scared by that because this can absolutely be worn by a man. And this really has potential to be one of the most interesting and unique and just kind of special fragrances that Argos has done. So stick around and I'm going to unpack it for you. Welcome back to the channel. My name is Nick, also known as Scent Nick. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for your continued support. And if you're new here, I create fragrance content in the form of detailed reviews with the occasional lists. If that is something that interests you, please consider hitting that like button, drop me a comment, and join our community by hitting that red subscribe button. And now let's get back to this review. So if you didn't watch it already, Jupiter's Lightning was a great release from the house. It's a fresh offering and it's scored fairly high on my scale. I was very pleased with it, and I think they did a knockout job with creating a citrus-based fragrance. Now, Narcissus Obsession in Bloom leans into the floral aspects of fragrance, and especially with a name like Narcissus, you can imagine what the key note is in this. This one is a bit more feminine overall, but like I said in the intro, don't be scared because this is a beautiful fragrance that can absolutely be worn by a man, especially if you are a little bit more on the confident side. All that said, let's get into this. You can get this in a 30 milliliter bottle or 100 milliliter bottle. The 30 ml is going to run you $214, and the 100 milliliter is going to run you $355. Now, as always with Argos Fragrances, you can use code SCENTNIC10 at checkout. It gets you 10% off on your order, and it does actually help me quite a bit by giving me a small kickback. Now, the perfumer for this is Christian Petrovich, and he did a wonderful job of this. And in terms of the scent profile, I'm going to put this as a floral, fruity, and musky fragrance. And with all that said, let's get into the notes. The top notes for this are going to include raspberry, tarragon, and clove buds. Now, to my nose, the most prevalent note in the opening is the tarragon, which is definitely a more unique note in perfumery. The only other fragrance I know of off the rip that has tarragon in the opening is Diaghilev. So there's definitely a little bit of a bias there, I guess, because I love that fragrance. But that note and then the raspberry are the two main notes. The clove bud is really behind. You get a little bit of the warmth, the spice from it, but overall you're getting a nice green, herbal, definitely a warmer herbal. If you've ever smelled tarragon, it borders slightly into mint, and it's used oftentimes in cooking. It's a very culinary style note, but in this it's definitely green, herbal, paired with the raspberry, which is surprisingly tame. Whenever I see raspberry in a thing, especially from an Argos, I expect this really bright, fruity bomb, but in this, it's actually a very natural and mellow raspberry note, and I was very pleased with it because it really fit the fragrance very well, so applaud to Christian for that. The heart of this fragrance is going to include Narcissus Absolute, Jasmine, Geranium, and Tuberose. Now, it's definitely important to note that the Narcissus is an absolute, which means he's using the real deal. He's not making a blend or a base or an accord. It's the real deal here. So obviously, as you can see with the heart, it is a very floral heart. So you get a nice fruity and kind of herbal opening with a little bit of spice, very subtle, and it transitions into this really floral, creamy, kind of fruity heart. Now the Narcissus is absolutely the key note here. It is kind of sweet on its own. It's got some honey-like things, some bordering into animalic tendencies. There is a subtle peach note in this blend. Now there's not a peach note in the breakdown, but the combination of things, you're getting a little bit of a lactonic and creamy peachy quality, which means there's probably some lactones, being used in this blend. But with the Narcissus, you're also getting the tuberose. The tuberose is beautiful here as well, adding more white florals, a little more of that sultry vibe with the jasmine. The jasmine's clean, it's rich, it's, again, smooth and sensual. The geranium is actually done in a pretty solid dose here. It is blended in beautifully. You get a little bit of a pink note, a little bit of this spicier rose style note, but the blend honestly is beautiful. It's kind of powdery. Like I've said, it's creamy. It smells like a bouquet of flowers, and he did an excellent job with it. After a little bit, you will start to transition to the base and pick up what's going on in the base. And again, it's more of things that I love. In the base, you're gonna get vanilla, ylang ylang, Mysore sandalwood, and musk. The ylang ylang, man, he did a really good job with it. It's very nice in here. You get powdery, creamy, yellow floral. I've talked about ylang ylang in a lot of my reviews lately because it's kind of coming back, and I've also been doing a lot more vintage style things lately. Ylang ylang, like I just said, is yellow floral with a little bit of a tropical vibe. It's got a powdery kind of waxy maybe, or chalky feel with some fruity tones of its own. Think banana, think coconut-y sort of things, or like creamy things, that kind of thing. With the vanilla, which is not done an overdose here. It's actually very smooth, it's rich, it's warm, it's cozy. The Mysore sandalwood is divine in this. It's, again, smooth, kind of spicy, and incredibly elegant and woody. It's so nice. The musk in here is a warmer musk to my nose. It is a cozy, sensual musk, and it really helps finish the vibe of the fragrance, which is, you know, naughty, it's cozy, it's sensual, it's alluring, and you know, it's just, it brings you in and it makes you want more. I'm very impressed with it. Now, this is one of those fragrances that I can kind of see in color with, I can smell in color. This gives to me peach and like pastel pink kind of color. Think of those two things with some whites and stuff, and then that's kind of the vibe of the fragrance. Weirdly enough, as you smell it, it kind of gives me Smarties vibes. So if you've ever smelled a thing of Smarties, you know, those little candies that come in a little wrapper, the chalky kind of things, that fruity chalkiness is definitely here. I think they did a wonderful job. All that said, let's get into the question. So is this one original? I'm gonna say yes. I'm not familiar with anything else on the market that smells like this, but I'm not too versed in, you know, feminine fragrances, especially this floral of a fragrance in Narcissus in general. In terms of the audience, this one's going to be unisex, leaning feminine. Definitely leaning feminine. This one, like I said, a guy can wear this. I've worn it. I plan to wear it more. I think this is beautiful. In terms of ages, I think this is going to be a little more mature of a scent, or maybe for the ladies, and he's maybe like 25 and up. I don't know. I'm not too versed with feminine scents. Now, in terms of the seasons, this is perfect for the spring. This is spring in a bottle. It's got all those bright florals and a little bit of wood and the musks. I think it's literally perfect for the spring. You could probably wear it in the summer as well. Easy on the sprays. Fall's fine, winter's fine, but I think spring is this one's sweet spot. Now, in terms of occasions, this is a great signature scent. This is, you know, something you'd wear to a elegant occasion. Other than that, you know, it's not a leisurely fragrance to me. It kind of has this make a statement, be proud to wear this. To me, signature scents or elegant occasions, or wear it for a date night, because this thing is pretty dang sexy. Now, in terms of performance, it's excellent. It's an extrait de parfum. I get 8 to 10 hours longevity on this one. And then at the beginning of the fragrance, it's kind of strong. This one's not too overpowering, which I really appreciate. This one is mellow overall. I would say this is radiating a good 1 to 2 feet from you for the first few hours. So I'm gonna put this at a solid medium overall on strength, which brings me to sprays. This one, 3 to 5. I think you're golden at 3 to 5. Again, if you spray too much of this one with its thickness, it's gonna get overpowering and it's gonna take away from the beauty of the fragrance. And all that said, let's get on to the rating. I'm gonna give this one an 8.1. I think he did an excellent job with this. It kept me coming back to smelling it over and over and over again. I love the fact that he's threading the line between unisex, bordering into feminine territory, but making it masculine enough that a guy would have no issues wearing it. I think there's not much you could complain about this. The only reason that you would not enjoy this is if you don't like white florals or florals in general. But again, there's the fruitiness and the musks and the woods and stuff and the sweetness of this that it's really special. So all that said, this is for someone that wants something a little different in their collection, something floral, something sexy. And yeah, if you have a special someone in your life, if you got a special lady, guys, get this for them. It's a perfect gift. Ladies, get this for yourself and go wow a man, or just wear it for yourself. All that said, if you enjoyed the review, if you learned anything, if you didn't enjoy it, drop a comment below. And guys, as always, hit that like button and join our community by hitting that red subscribe button. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.